Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you isn't flattery. It's correction. For years, you've been looking in the mirror and believing the biggest lie you'll ever tell yourself, that you're ordinary. You're not. You've simply been conditioned to see yourself through distortion, a distortion so subtle and consistent that it's become invisible to you. This isn't about confidence or self-esteem. It's about science, psychology, and the dozens of quiet, measurable ways your brain has tricked you into underestimating how magnetic you actually are. The mirror is not the truth. Let's start here. The face you see in the mirror is the one face on earth that lies to you most often. It's a trap built on a psychological phenomenon called habituation. The more often the brain sees something, the less emotional impact it has. You have stared at your own reflection thousands of times. Every glance dulls the reaction. You don't see beauty anymore. You see data, angles, asymmetry, imperfections. You see the math of your face, not its impression. But everyone else? They're not trained to see the flaws. They're not comparing you to an idealized version burned into their memory. They're reacting to something alive, your voice, your movement, your energy, the tiny details that mirrors kill. To you, it's a face. To them, it's presence. Why you miss the signs of attraction. Ever caught someone looking at you twice and assumed it was a coincidence? It wasn't. That moment, the pause, the second glance, is the human brain glitching for a fraction of a second. It's attraction revealing itself before the person has time to hide it. When we double take, we're not confused. We're compelled. We're seeing something that demands another look. A skyline, a flame, or you. The only reason you don't recognize that look is because you've trained yourself to interpret attention as anomaly rather than evidence. You've mistaken familiarity for flaws. Here's the hard truth. You don't hate how you look. You hate how familiar you've become to yourself. You've memorized every so-called imperfection until it feels like identity. Meanwhile, no one else on the planet sees those flaws with your intensity. They don't have that same internal commentary, they just see you. When someone tells you they like your smile, or your eyes, or your voice, you dismiss it instantly. They're just being polite. Wrong. Compliments cost vulnerability. People risk rejection every time they give one. If they said it, it's because something about you cut through their noise. They weren't exaggerating. You were minimizing. The science behind your charm. Ever notice how strangers treat you a little better than expected? Baristas remember your order. People forgive your mistakes faster. They open up more easily. That's not luck. It's the halo effect. One of psychology's most powerful biases. When people find you visually or emotionally attractive, their brains unconsciously attach positive traits to you. Warmth, intelligence, competence. You thought you were just good with people. But in truth, you carry a magnetic bias field that shapes how the world responds to you, a field you're too humble to recognize. The photo paradox. You know how you hate most pictures of yourself, but once in a while, a photo looks shockingly good. That's not an illusion. That's reality finally unfiltered by your self-criticism. You see, your mirror image is reversed and edited by years of mental commentary. But a photograph captures how others actually experience you. The version that makes you pause and think, that doesn't even look like me, that is you. You've just never looked at yourself the way the world does, with fresh eyes. Why people remember you. You meet someone for a minute, and weeks later, they remember you. That's not random. It's evolutionary. Our brains are designed to remember what's aesthetic, expressive, or emotionally charged. Attractive faces, interesting voices, certain postures. They're encoded deeper into memory because they signal vitality and importance. If people remember you long after brief interactions, it's because you left a visual or emotional imprint stronger than you've ever credited yourself for. Your self-criticism is a cognitive bias. Here's what's actually happening. You are suffering from a form of negative salience bias. Your brain highlights flaws and ignores balance. When you see a group photo, you zero in on yourself, dissecting every imperfection. Everyone else gets a casual glance. It's not objective, it's habitual self-distortion. If an outsider rated that same photo, you'd likely place far higher than you believe. But you'll never know, because you're too busy scrutinizing yourself through a microscope nobody else owns. Why this matters? This isn't about vanity, it's about perception and how yours has quietly limited your confidence, your communication, and your presence. When you underestimate your attractiveness, you start shrinking in ways that no one else asked you to. You hesitate before speaking. You downplay your potential. You accept less attention, less opportunity, less love, not because the world denied it, but because you pre-rejected yourself. You've been living under the illusion that humility means hiding. It doesn't. What real attractiveness actually is, attractiveness isn't bone structure. It's biology meeting behavior. It's the micro expressions that flash when you laugh. The way your eyes shift when you listen deeply. It's cadence, timing, warmth. It's confidence without noise, conviction without arrogance. Attraction is communication before language. And your body, your tone, your energy have been speaking fluently while your mind was too distracted to hear it. The quiet revolution of self-recognition. The moment you understand this, truly understand it, you stop walking like an apology. You stop searching for evidence that you matter and start moving like you already do. Because you do. You are not average. You are simply unfamiliar to yourself. You've been misreading your own signal for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be seen clearly. The world has been seeing you accurately this entire time. You're the only one who hasn't caught up. So here's the challenge. The next time someone looks twice, don't shrink, register it. When a stranger lingers, don't deflect. Accept it. When a compliment lands, don't rationalize it. Own it. They're not being polite. They're responding to something real. Because the truth is simple. You are more magnetic, more memorable, and far more physically and emotionally attractive than you've ever allowed yourself to believe. You've just been looking through the wrong lens. It's time to see what everyone else has been seeing all along.